Tonight, from Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, it's time for Monday Night Football on EA Sports. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cleveland Browns.
But not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Tonight, it's the second of our Monday night doubleheader, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in off a loss in the season opener, which doubled as the home opener.
And when you lose that way, at home, season opener, it almost feels like two losses. So it's a big fight to get yourselves ready to go to play the next week.
The second of two games tonight. It's the Browns and Steelers underway to wrap up week 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
I think the hope was to let him sit and learn for a bit, but he was thrown right into the fire in week 1. Now we'll see what kind of lessons he's learned as he prepares for his second start in the NFL.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They're going to look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
2nd and 6. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. You look at this Steeler defense against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
So here are the Steelers backed up to start their initial drive. Bringing them out is the 12th-year pro seeking a return to Pro Bowl form, Russell Wilson.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball. Run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room.
And he'll go down in the end zone. Down goes Wilson. It's a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20.
Well, whatever the relationship was between the special teams and the offense, it's gotten a heck of a lot closer after a return like that. The special teams just keep setting them up. The offense thinks they'll go out there and knock them down.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Here's Wilson. Strapped. He lost the football. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. You hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD.
Tonight,
from Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh,
it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cleveland Browns.
Well, the weather not fully cooperating here in Pittsburgh, but that has not stopped Steeler Nation from filling the stands at a rain-soaked Acrisure Stadium. Tonight, it's the second of our Monday night doubleheader, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
The second of 2 games tonight. It's the Browns and Steelers underway to wrap up week 2. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the league back in 2012, Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills. The ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run.
not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 8. Now run straight ahead with Warren. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. We look at this Browns defense. This unit, 3rd best in the NFL in stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
Now it's Wilson. And smartly going into the slide there, Wilson has enough for the first. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Now the 3rd-year man, Najee Harris. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Well, this defense for the Browns, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. So here comes the Browns offense with a long field ahead. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
Now the NFL's 3rd leading rusher last year, it's Nick Chubb. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside 3rd of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 21 yards. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A give. This is Chubb. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The Browns at 1-0 on the year following the win in week 1, and they were able to take care of business in front of the home crowd last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that opener at home, but now things get a little bit tougher. The good thing for them, though, is they take a little extra confidence with them when they head out on the road.
Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
Back to throw here. And that is incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hekker to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will be down just on the other side of midfield. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 6 catches, 56 yards, and a touchdown.
That was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now, this is an offense that will certainly spread the ball around a bit, and this is a guy that defenses had better focus on.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. A short one there to Freiermuth. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll bring up second down. Now Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. So for this defense, a tall order ahead trying to defend against Russell Wilson. Charles, your keys for how they might go about keeping him in check?
Well, before we even get to the keys, let's start with the problems he presents because he feels pressure so well. He's got a great sixth sense, maybe even a 7th and 8. He knows where the pressure's coming from. He knows how to slide away from it, sometimes run away from it, and then he finds good throwing lanes to deliver downfield. So to me, it's that pressure inside, big, tall guys to make him try and throw over them and make his height work against him.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 9. Wilson. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it. So 8 yards on the completion there, and now 1 yard to go on third down. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a third down coming up. Wilson. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that third down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. They went counter there offensively, and a couple of defenders were on skates for a second.
They certainly were, and you know what offensive linemen love about the counters and the misdirections? Sometimes you don't even have to block the defender. He can run himself out of the play if he doesn't read his keys properly.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every...
Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. A big play that time for Cleveland. 54 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flipped field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. 2nd and 9 now. And he's got it. Touchdown, Browns. Sam Laporta. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Browns post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. His first career touchdown pass, and, you know, it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later, but make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They toss it to Warren. Oh, look at the juke. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 18 more yards there and another first down. Throwing is Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Setting up the screen, Harris. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
If it was sunny, maybe this is a field goal attempt, but with the rain, they're going to go for it on 4th down. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. 4th and inches in plus territory. That seemed like a prime spot to go for it.
It certainly did, and there's so many things that go into it. Are you too far away for a field goal, but not far away to punt it? Do you just feel like your offense is better? I just think in today's NFL, offense feels like it has to take care of the football, has to keep the ball, because scoring is... up, you better maximize every possession. You trust your offense more than you trust your defense in today's league.
To throw is Wilson. And this, incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the defense says they have it. They do. One play into the ball game, an early turnover. So he went out of the pocket left, and then things got dicey.
And what often happens is when they get outside, they want to keep their eyes downfield in order to try and complete a pass. But when they try to make a play, they've got to get their footwork involved, and that can really mess them up as well. And in this case, nothing went right, and the ball got knocked free.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down.
A good throw there, and this is a quarterback who's still just getting his feet wet, obviously. And by most accounts, last week played okay in the victory. But I want to know, Charles, what was your impression of his play last week?
Brandon, I think a lot of teams will be happy with okay, and early on, it's less about how many touchdowns did he throw, but did he not throw interceptions? Did he handle adversity? Did he handle the huddle? Those types of things, that's what people are looking for.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And he's got it inside the 10. A big play that time for Cleveland. 42 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
They'll run with Robinson.
They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now's where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
He'll look to throw. Flushed it. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Browns go up by 2 touchdowns. So this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field.
Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's Wilson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Here's Wilson to throw.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Browns drive about to get started.
And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together.
And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was the visiting Packers who were able to come in and win this one on the road. Jordan Love, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they were winners in that one over the visiting New York Giants. Kyler Murray, 2 touchdown passes as his guys make amends for the setback in Week 1. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Saquon Barkley, a touchdown run in the victory.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
So here are the Browns to take over. They were winners last week against Cincinnati, and right now they are in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb, and nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll set up a throw. Flush to his right. And he gets this one just shy of the 4. At the 39. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. And Chubb will try the middle here. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
Chubb producing on that run, and he produces year after year for the Browns. 3rd in the league with over 1,500 yards in 2022. He quietly is in the top 20 all-time in both yards and touchdowns in a player's first 5 seasons.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
2nd down in a yard. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. He'll drop to throw.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Dante Jackson picks it.
And the Steelers are going to get the football here at their own 23.
Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
On the give, it's Warren.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
60 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now it's Wilson. He's got Watkins on the out route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Harris running straight ahead. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender, but a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession.
Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 17-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
The Browns needed a true #1 receiver when they dealt for Cooper, and he took on that role immediately. Over 1,100 yards and a career-best 9 touchdowns in 2022. Their now established top target picks up a first down.
Now Chubb running right, and this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Dante Jackson picks it. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Wilson throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I like the call. It looked like the right time to dial up a running back screen. But this one got disrupted right from the start and ends up falling incomplete.
To throw on 3rd down. Wilson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Fair catch called for. No gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Cleveland offense making their way out. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
T.J. Watt, the all-pro, in there to take him down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. On play action, they'll throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's down the field for Jefferson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we were talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. And it's 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. And the Steelers on 3rd down. Not so hot, 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
I tell you what, this is not for the faint of heart right here. 4th down, this is taking a big risk. But it's as good a play call as you can imagine. And the defense just not able to come up with the stop they needed. And this is not just a 1st down, but a big play as well.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
And, of course, that's not an easy man to sack. You know how elusive he can be, trying to get outside of the pocket. That was a great play on the defensive side.
And I wonder what was going through his mind, because he didn't seem as committed to using his legs to pick up yardage. He wanted to keep that play alive, so either take off and go or throw it away. But he held on to the football and ended up getting sacked.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. In motion, the tight end.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Browns are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Well, down 2 scores in the 4th quarter. It maybe wasn't quite desperation time, but it was getting close. And that interception there on the deep ball, that probably slams the door on their chances.
And maybe that was the thought process, that it wasn't quite desperation time. So now you take the shot before they're going to lay back any farther on defense. Go ahead and throw it downfield. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
And the first play in the drive there is incomplete.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call. But for a second there, I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
And he's going to have a Browns 1st down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They'll look to throw here.
That's caught. Puka Nacua.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 34-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
Alex Highsmith simply would not be stopped on that play.
Well, let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Back-to-back 2-yard losses, and that sets up a tough 3rd and 14.
Well, they went back to him, but the results were similar, so I highly doubt that he'll get another opportunity here on 3rd and long.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away.
They'll run again. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. This one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
You certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they can get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Going across the formation, he finds Freiermuth. 2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Sauce Gardner puts it off, and the Browns are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. He's going to get it again, just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And some space here. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And again, it's Chubb. And he will have a Browns 1st down. It has been a struggle, but it's looking like that'll be the one to seal a victory. It's a gain of 6, and that ought to just about do it. Certainly not the highest of scoring games, Charles. Their offense did some okay things. Not a lot of points on the board, but enough for the win with how their defense was playing in this one.
Yeah, they certainly brought their A game, didn't they? They weren't fooled by anything that was presented to them from start to finish. That defense, they might as well have told their offense, guys, just kick a field goal. We've got it today.
So for the Browns, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they'll drop to 0-2. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
today on EA Sports. It's week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Cleveland Browns taking on the Tennessee Titans.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Cleveland Browns Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Tennessee Titans taking on the Cleveland Browns.
Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And it's the defense that's really the star of the show. A terrific game last week. They got a shutout on the road. And that's something that doesn't happen very often nowadays.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So a new face at quarterback for the Titans in 2023. It's the 24-year-old rookie out of Kentucky, Charles, Will Levis.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. 2nd down, Pollard again. And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36. This defense for the Browns, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And they needed to be, because the game was a game we don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and each play took on more importance, and they got it done.
17 yards on that play for the Titans. Play action now. Levis. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Levis to throw it. And he will find Ridley on the left side. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well, because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They'll throw it again with Levis. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
a first carry here for Robinson. And a healthy gain of 8 here. They double their workspace out to the 16. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Not too many more